And today we're talking about unpermitted work from a buyer's perspective. Should I buy a home that has unpermitted work? Okay, so here's the real deal. Every freaking house in Portland is likely to have unpermitted work. And you think about it, if your life is 120 years long, it's pretty likely that somebody that owned it at some point is going to have done work on the property without getting a permit. Now, you are the only person that can decide whether you're willing to take that risk on, because there is definitely risk. I think if there's any permitted work, that you should definitely get it inspected and see what the inspector says. If the unpermitted work looks like it was done well, then maybe you're okay with it. If it hasn't been done well, then that's a whole nother problem. And it depends on what the unpermitted work is. If they added a second story to the property, well, then that's a whole heck of a lot of a problem, right? If it was unpermitted, that means they didn't get an engineer. Who knows what happened on that property? But if it's like, oh, I added an outlet to the kitchen and I didn't permit it, well, that might not be that big of a deal. It just totally depends on what you think, obviously, because ultimately you're the one that has to live with it. On the selling side, don't do this. Just pull a freaking permit. I have personally not permitted work on my property. Don't get me wrong, I've totally done it, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's not great, and it's going to come back and bite you in the butt. You can still likely get a loan on the property. You can still likely get a mortgage on the property, but it depends on what it is. You know, if the tax record shows that the property had 900 square feet and it now has 3,000 square feet and none of that work was permitted, I don't know. You might not be able to get a loan on that property because the appraiser is going to start asking questions. So, like most of my dear Claires, I'm going to say it depends. It depends on what the situation is, how much you should take, and how likely it is that it's going to be a problem in the future or a problem for you. As always, I love seeing your faces. Thanks so much for joining us. And please stop on over to our YouTube channel at Paris Group Realty if you want more. We'll talk soon. You take care. Bye.